Hi, welcome to Kevin Alone's audiobook reading Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Part 2.6. This is where gut decisions come from. They just feel right. There is no part of the stomach that controls decision making. It all happens in the limbic brain. It's not an accident that we use that word feel to explain those decisions either. The reason gut decisions feel right is because the part of the brain that controls them also controls our feelings. Whether you defer to your gut or you're simply following your heart, no matter which part of the body you think is driving the decision, the reality is it's all in your limbic brain. Our limbic brain is powerful enough to drive behavior that sometimes contradicts our rational and analytical understanding of a situation. We often trust our gut even if the decision flies in the face of all the facts and figures. Richard Rustock, a well known neuroscientist, talks about this in this book, The Naked Brain. When you force people to make decisions with only the rational part of the brain, they almost invariably end up overthinking. These rational decisions tend to take longer to make, says Restock, and can often be of lower quality. In contrast, decisions made with the limbic brain, gut decisions, tend to be faster, higher quality decisions. This is one of the primary reasons why teachers tell students to go with their first instinct when taking a multiple choice test, to trust their gut. The more time spent thinking about the answer, the bigger the risk that it may be the wrong one. Our limbic brains are smart and often know the right thing to do. It is our inability to verbalize the reasons that may cause us to doubt ourselves or trust the empirical evidence when our gut tells us to, or tells us not to. Consider the experience of buying a flat screen TV at your local electronics store. You stand in the aisle listening to an expert explain to you the difference between LCD and plasma. The sales rep gives you all the rational differences and benefits, yet you're still none the wiser as to which one is best for you. After an hour, you still have no clue. Your mind is on overload because you're overthinking the decision. You eventually make a choice and walk out of the store. You're still not 100% convinced you chose the right one. Then you go to your friend's house and see that he bought the other one. He goes on and on about how much he loves this TV. Suddenly you're jealous, even though you still don't know what his or that his is any better than yours. You wonder, did I buy the wrong one? Companies that fail to communicate a sense of why force us to make decisions with only empirical evidence. This is why those decisions take more time, feel difficult, or leave us uncertain. Under these conditions, manipulative strategies that exploit our desires, fears, doubts, or fantasies work very well. We're forced to make these less inspiring decisions for one simple reason. Companies don't offer us anything else besides the facts and figures, features, and benefits upon which to base our decision. Companies don't tell us why. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. A failure to communicate why creates nothing but stress or doubt. In contrast, many people who are drawn to buy Macintosh computers or Harley Davidson motorcycles, for example, don't need to talk to anyone about which brand to choose. They feel the utmost confidence in their decision, and the only question they ask is which Mac or which Harley. At that level, the rational features and benefits, facts and figures absolutely matter, but not to drive the decision to give money or loyalty to the company or brand. that decision is already made. The tangible features are simply to help direct the choice of product that best fits our needs. In these cases, the decisions happen in the perfect inside out order. Those decisions started with why, the emotional component of the decision, and then the rational components allowed the buyer to verbalize or rationalize the reasons for their decision. This is what we mean when we talk about winning hearts and minds. The heart represents the limbic, feeling part of the brain, and the mind is the rational, language setter. Most companies are quite adept at winning minds. All that requires is a comparison of all the features and benefits. Winning hearts, however, takes more work. Given the evidence of the natural order of decision making, I can't help but wonder if the order of the expression hearts and minds is a coincidence. Why does no one set out to win minds and hearts? The ability to win hearts before minds is not easy. It's a delicate balance of art and science. Another coincidental grammatical construction, which is that things are not balance of space and art, but always art before science. Perhaps it is a subtle clue of our language impaired limbic brain is sending us to help us see that the art of leading is about following your heart. Perhaps our brain are trying to tell us that why must come first. Absent a why, a decision is harder to make, and when in doubt, we'll look to science, to data, to guide decisions. Companies will tell you that the reason they start with what they do or how they do it is because that's what their customers ask for: quality, service, price, features. That's what the data reported. But for the fact that the part of the brain that controls decision making is different from the part of the brain that is able to report back that decision, it would be a perfectly valid conclusion to give people what they ask for. Fortunately, there is more evidence that sales don't significantly increase, and bonds of loyalty that are not formed simply when companies say or do everything the customers want.